Just enjoying my reheated coffee on this Saturday morning. Last night was the Navy ball. That was a lot of fun. It was like a good night out, with my husband. But yeah, we were out late for that. And so I'm dragging a little bit, but I just want to do like a quick review of my Rent the Runway experience. I don't know. For those of you who haven't heard of Rent the Runway, it's basically like a rental service for designer gowns or other clothing, accessories, handbags, shoes maybe, I don't know. But basically it's like you can rent a really fancy dress for 4 to 8 days, I believe, depending on what you choose. And so you reserve your dress for whatever days you want it, and then they send it to you in the mail, and they also send you a backup size, so you can pick 2 sizes. And people write really like descriptive reviews on their sizing and how it fits them, and their measurements. So that's really helpful in determining what size you want to get. So yeah, you get 2 sizes. Oh, I'm so dark. There we go. You get 2 sizes, and then you order it for like a couple days before your event. So the ball was last night, which was a Friday, and I received my dresses on Wednesday. And kind of had like a bummer experience. It wasn't really Rent the Runway's fault, but it was still kind of stressful. So I got my dresses, and I, tried on the one size, was a little bit too small, tried on the second size, and, it fit really well. I thought it looked, good on me, and I felt comfortable in it, and I was, kind of all excited to, like, I don't know, have something that made me feel good about myself. So I'm bending over to try to put my shoes on, and the zipper just like breaks, like it just like breaks in half, like pops apart, and the zipper like came off of the track, and yeah, and the way that it was like the track of the zipper was sewn in, you couldn't like put it back on the track without, I don't know, undoing something, or I don't know. There was like no way to put it back on the track without like dismantling the dress, which I was not about to do. I'm not a seamstress. And since you have to return the dress, I didn't want to like mess it up. So that was Wednesday night. So Thursday morning I called Rent the Runway and, explained the situation. I was like, my zipper's broken. And, my event is Friday night. And so the lady on the phone was like really great. She spent maybe like half an hour with me trying to go through dresses. We were both looking at, I was looking at my app on my phone, and she was looking at her computer, just like going through dresses, trying to find similar ones or something that I liked. And the problem, though, was finding like the correct sizes because it was so last minute, and I don't know if they just don't carry a lot in each size or if it was just a really popular weekend or I was looking at popular styles. I don't know. But they didn't have the same size left in the original dress that I wanted. So I was really bummed. So that's why we were picking a new dress. So she said they could send me 3 dresses, free of charge, of course. They're not going to charge me for something that broke. So they sent me 3 dresses. One was potentially too long, one was potentially too big, and one I thought was the correct size. So they said they would overnight the dresses so that I would get them Friday morning. So Friday rolls around, morning's going by, still no dresses. Finally, the FedEx truck pulls up at like 12:30. So at that point I was starting to panic. I had to leave for the ball in like 5 hours. And I was already kind of like, I don't know if these dresses are going to work or not. So, get my dresses. I'm all excited, feeling hopeful. Try them on. And they're all too big. So at this point, I'm like panicking. So I guess like the original dress I had, maybe it ran small. So I just ordered the same size that fit me in that dress, which was a bigger size than I normally wear. So I should have like thought about that, but I think I was just like too frantic. I don't know. So they were all too big. So at this point, I'm like freaking out because I'm a freaking out type of person. And I'm panicking and crying and just like having a mess. And my husband's like, just go out and buy yourself something nice, like buy yourself a nice dress. And I'm like, at this point, like, I don't want to take the baby out and like go into fitting rooms and try dresses on. Like, it was just too much. So what we ended up doing is the one dress was like a one shoulder and it was just like a little bit loose, like around here, so that like I didn't want it to like flap open and like flash everyone. So we just kind of like safety pinned it under here to make it a little tighter. Ended up being fun. It was like a tad long on me. But I mean, and like a little bit baggy, I guess, but it worked. But it was just kind of like a bummer experience. So, I mean, I guess that's my kind of like review. I wouldn't say to like not order from them because their customer service was great. It's a really great concept. I guess it's just like trial and error for me, anyways. Like, maybe I'll try again sometime. I'm like a little bit like upset about the whole zipper breaking thing and them not having a backup size. That was kind of frustrating. But again, like, I don't know. Some of that stuff wasn't exactly their fault, so I'm not going to hold it against them. But maybe just if you are planning on going somewhere, have kind of like a backup plan. I had thought that I had a backup plan of like, oh, if it doesn't work, they'll overnight me something. But then my backup plan failed, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about that. So, anyways, I just wanted to share my Rent the Runway experience in case anyone is thinking about trying them or never have heard of them. I mean, it is a cool idea. It's kind of like, you know, if you'd rent a tux for an event, just like, but this is with fancy dresses, so I don't know. Maybe I'll try it again another time because it is kind of nice to like get something really fancy and I don't know, kind of like live it up for a night. But yeah, obviously you don't rent them at cost value. Although I think you can buy the dress at the end if you really liked it, but I don't know. I'm returning mine, of course, because they don't fit me. And I'm not gonna want to pay like $400 for a dress at least anyway, so that's my review.